Well, good morning for all the live people that are here. Sorry I'm a minute or two late. And welcome to the Medium channel. And welcome also, likewise, to everybody who's watching this as a video. You see, I'm in my summer clothes today. It's an 80-degree day. So I figured, well, let's get this last bit of summer because fall starts on Thursday. Not to say that we won't have any more 80-degree days. Sometimes we had them in October. So, anyway, here's the rundown. So we're going to jump right into the tarot in just a minute. I usually give live people a minute or two to get their notifications and come in. So that's the agenda. So hi everybody. Hi Judy. Hi Angela. Hi Yvonne. Hi Colleen. Hi Sharon. Hi Suzette. Hi Brooke. And whoever else I'm missing. Hi to you guys also. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a meditation card for us. We're going to talk about the energies of the upcoming week, how that affects us as a community, how that affects us as a global community, as well as maybe things that we can do to stay empowered and to stay in our flow and on track in our lives during this time. Obviously, a lot is changing in the world and it's only accelerating. So that's basically the agenda. So we do our meditation card. I do a 3-card spread for the week. And we have a few other little divination tools. Let me see. What did I bring out today? All right. I have a few things to have fun with and everything. So while I'm just going to, while I'm waiting just another minute or two for the live people to come in, we have a really, really busy week ahead here on the Medium channel. I'm going to be hopping. I don't know how I'm going to keep up, but starting, right now is tarot time. So at noon, we're going to have Sharita Starr on. So I'm not going to talk any astrology this morning because she's going to come in and do that. So it's a separate live stream. So 12 o'clock, Sharita Starr. For those of you who don't know, she's been diligently studying for years what was going to be going on, like say 2020 through 2024. And she's an expert in her field of numerology, astrology, Chaldean numerology, all kinds of good stuff. So she's going to come and share her wisdom and insight and help us through the fall season. Right now, that there's six planets in retrograde, and then Mars is slow. It's in its approach to retrograde. So Venus is the only planet that's moving full speed ahead here. So I'm going to try something a little bit different today. There's one little thing I want to touch on, but instead of starting out by talking about the current events, like what's been going on in the week, I'm just going to start to jump into the tarot stuff quicker and let the cards kind of guide the conversation on what current events we should be talking to or needing to talk about. I've just been finding that I've been saying in like 45 to 50 minutes, where I probably could say in a half hour. So I'm trying to work on that. So I respect your time, and I'm grateful that you guys are here. So we're gonna try to just, not with content wise, but just time wise, we're gonna try to condense a little bit. So only thing I wanted to just mention quickly, because it's been a hot topic, and one of the September psychic forecasts was for like an uptick in technology, and a lot of stuff is starting to get rolled out. So apparently September 12th, and this is according to the Inspired channel. So um, I just don't have time to do my own research, so I rely on other channels to do the research for me. Then I get the information through their videos. So Russell Brand, Jean Nolan from Inspired, those are a couple of examples. I trust them that they do the research properly and give us the information as accurately as they're able to do. So on September 12th, apparently Joe Biden signed or proposed an executive order for biotechnology, and spoke on the need to develop genetic engineering technologies. Now, in my way of thinking, if a politician is saying we need to develop something, it's already developed. You can almost be 100% sure of that. And to be able to develop genetic wire circuitry for cells and predictably program biology in the same way we write software today. So basically, and the proposal is for funding for these projects. So basically, that's transhumanism is been talked about a lot, and it's being talked about a lot more. And that's basically interfacing with technology, for the metaverse, and it's the proposal, or what's out there is really meant to change our lives, and to be more sync with technology. But remember, technology is man-made. Anything man-made comes with flaws, comes with problems. And just check the last time your cell phone or computer glitched. So whatever we do in the future is our choice. The whole thing with um, the metaverse, and interface with technology, and all that stuff is going to be very attractive for a lot of people, for a lot of reasons. But just keep that in mind, that it's still, you know, human technology, subject to human flaws and human errors. When we have everything in our heart center, everything in our mind, everything in our spirit, to be able to reach those levels of consciousness without the interfacing of technology. And then the other thing to be mindful of is who's going to be controlling the technology. Like if we're interfaced with computers, if we have if it's microchipping or other ways, it's like who's controlling that, like who's behind that. So as always, in a society that's proven to be corrupt time and time again, a system of government, a system of control, a system of corporate powers, and all that stuff that's proven many times to be corrupt. And we're not talking about conspiracy theories, we're talking about what is. We have to, again, not to be paranoid or suspicious. We have to be aware and mindful, and be aware of the possibilities. So the old adage, question everything, I think in today's world is especially poignant. So that's all I really wanted to say about that. And people are commenting. Let me see. I think the way things are set up now, I can actually see the screen better without my glasses on, so that's good. So did I do the rundown? No, I did not. So I just talked about Sunday. So we have a really busy week ahead. Just very quickly, Tuesday, we're going to do our new moon forecast. That's coming up on Sunday, on the 25th is the new moon. And if you can understand what's going on in the exact moment of the new moon, that's like the template that the entire lunar cycle builds upon. So it's really important to understand the astrology, numerology, and the energy behind the new moon. So we're going to do that Tuesday. Wednesday, the 21st, we're doing mediumship here on the channel. So we do that 8 times a year, right around the Celtic Sabbath. So we're coming to Autumn Equinox. So the next one will be around Halloween or Samhain. So we do free mediumship for about an hour. So this is my way of just saying thank you, giving back, and also understanding that although I need to make a living, and I need to pay my for my house and my food and everything, I understand that not everybody can afford professional services like mediumship reading. So I try to, from time to time, just get on like YouTube or a public platform, just give messages for free for people that are unable to pay for it. And even for people that are able to pay for it, you might get messages too. So Thursday the 22nd. So these are all going to be, I think, 7 p.m. starts. We're going to do some channeling, because it is the autumnal equinox on the 22nd. So we're going to do channeling with the master teachers. For those that don't know, it's an energetic channel. I mean, there is some voice channeling, but it's mostly frequency channeling. And people, more often than not, feel like profound energy when they do that with us. So that's going to be the 22nd. Then Saturday's my birthday. And I'll be singing or playing or putting people to the test. What's the Paul McCartney song, the Beatles song? When I'm 64, will you still, what is it? Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? Well, we're going to find out Saturday. Uh, you hear that, all my friends? We're going to find that out. So anyway, so nothing there. But on Sunday, we're going to do yoga with Doreen again at 5 o'clock. And then we're going to do, I wrote something for the new moon. I'm going to do new moon channeling. That's going to be on Zoom, and we'll post the links for that. And then after the live channeling, it'll become a YouTube video. So if you miss the live event on Sunday evening for the new moon channeling. So it'll be a lot of channeling, mediumship. That's 3 channelings in 1 week. All right, I'm done with all that. Thanks for bearing with me, everybody, and not clicking out of this video. So let's do a little tarot. Now, I like to often start with a little tutorial or talk a little bit about tarot. And the thing that came to my mind, I mean, we talked about going to the fall season last Sunday about the Suit of Swords. So we did that already. I want to talk about, could I use 3-card spreads here on Tarot Time? And an amazing way to learn tarot for yourself, just get a deck, do your meditations or whatever, learn the book meanings or whatever. But every morning when you get up, just pull 3 cards. Ask Spirit, ask your guides, just show me 3 cards to give me a heads up about my day. So and like any other divination tool, it's all intention. So when you get present and set an intention, the spirits respond to that. It's an energy. So set that intention, and the cards will work for you that way, just as you intended to be. I mean, always be open for spontaneous messages or other things that spirit may want to say, but that's how it works. So set the intention to give me some insights to the day. Then every evening, go back to those cards, look at them, and try to decipher what those cards are trying to tell you about the day. And do that every day. And in a few months, you're going to develop your own language with the tarot, because just like when I do mediumship, I have a certain perspective on life. I have certain experiences that are unique to me. When the spirits come through, that they are able to read my energy field and give me things in my own language. And the tarot is pretty much the same way. So you'll develop meanings for the cards that are unique to you. I mean, yes, there's classic meanings. There's the numerology. There's the suit. There's definitely energies associated with each card, but how we relate to them can be a unique and an individual process. So that's my tutorial for the day. Yay, I hope you guys liked it. Happy Sunday. Yes, Colleen. Will you need me? Will you still need? Oh, I thought it was will you still feed me? It's will you need me? Will you still need me when I'm 64? Okay. Yeah. Thanks for giving me the right lyrics, Suzette. Okay, doc. So let me just pull a meditation card. So what I need to do is clear my mind. So anytime you pull cards, the first thing that you do is get present. Open your heart. Always open the heart. That's the portal to higher consciousness. It's the portal to divine soul and divine wisdom. Always open the heart. Then the crown chakra opens also. We talk a lot about heart-brain coherence and how and why that works. And get present, and then ask spirit to guide your hand, just like they did now. And this is what they guided me to, which is a beautiful card in the tarot, a nice card to meditate on. Because the 6 of Wands is about victory. He's got the laurel. He's riding away on the horse. Horses are movement in tarot. I mean, sometimes the cards I pick may be semi or prophetic. It may have meaning in your life also, but in terms of like the meditation card and everything, the idea is to get present, like and any other meditation. There's probably 1,001 different ways to meditate, but the essence is that you stop thinking and you become more aware of energy and spirit when you go into meditation. So clear your mind. Then imagine that you're stepping through the doorway here, seeing the whole scene, not just what's in the card. And I'd say when you step in, start by what do you feel? That's often a really good way to start to gauge the energy. It's like, what do I feel? How do I feel a little bit different now? What emotions, subtle feelings come up? Then what does my body feel? What thoughts come in my mind? What am I seeing? What colors come to me? You have stuff like that. It's attuning to the energy or the vibration of the card and how you personally are relating to the energies of this card when you go into the meditation. And then you can, whatever you feel like doing when you're there, whatever spirit tells you, you can jump on the horse and ride with them. You can get messages about how to overcome your challenges so you'll be victorious in the end, which is the meaning or the book meaning of the card. There may be some numerology around the number 6, which is Venus ruled, the sign of wand, the suit, of rods or wands, which is fire, and just see what comes and see what messages you get. So try doing that every week. It's a really good card. What I'm finding kind of in the ethers in the collective, two things lately. One, that whole like control energy and I talk to people about, they say feel the same way, and I'm like, am I being paranoid, or are they meaning the cabal, or the select few, the tiny minuscule few that really want to control everything? Are they using technology to just kind of beam like frequency and vibration to mess with people, or it's certainly, if you look back at things like was it the Manhattan Project or the Philadelphia experiment? If you look back on things, that's possible. It's not that far-fetched. And I swear, I feel that stuff. But what was I going to say? That I was kind of leading into saying something else. Well, it's a 6 of Wands, so that's victory. Um, but the thing is, the idea is about overcoming. So this is about really overcoming all this stuff. Okay, now I remember what I was saying. The other thing I've been noticing is that people have been having good breaks lately, and it just feels like on some level, these kind of like darker or malevolent forces or whatever that are having creating a lot of problems. It just seems to me like the what's the right expression? It's like the tables are turning. It's like the scales are tipping. It's almost like we're tipping back into the light. And it's ironic because here in the northern hemisphere, we're about to go into the dark seas. And dark's not negative. Dark is just absence of light, or a different kind of light, or whatever. But it just seems like there's a positivity that's starting to emerge that I've really been seeing over the last couple of weeks. And doing readings, I do full time. I do mediumship and tarot reading. I'm just seeing more inklings of positive energy. So that doesn't mean that we've won or that we've overcome all the dark forces or whatever. It just means that we're starting to gain steam. Those of us that really want to be in the light, in the positivity of spirit, of the divine, rather than being aligned with those forces that pull us away from who we are as spirit, who we are as divine beings and sovereign beings. So, excuse me, there's a little bit of hopeful insight for you. So yes, thank you, Suzette, for that. Harp, yes. That's actually technically that's HAARP. But yeah, we talked a little bit about weather and the weather modifications. They were doing that pre-World War II. Again, you just wonder why people would think that would be so far-fetched or impossible. There's a big cloud seeding experiments in the 50s and 60s. It's definitely a thing. Yeah, so I see what you're saying. You're probably relating harp to what I was talking about with frequency and everything. Could be part of it, absolutely. See, I don't know all the answers. That's why I just kind of put out what facts I do know, because I know you're all intelligent enough to make up your own mind. You don't need somebody like me to try to nudge you into a certain way of thinking. That's not what we're about here. Or in some cases, more than just nudge. It's almost like force feeding you into a certain program belief system. We don't do that here. We want to be honest. We want to be transparent. We want to be open. We want to share spirit. We want to help people with the awakening. Not substitute one form of control for another. If that makes any sense. Anyhow, let us ask Spirit to give us the right 3 cards to give us some really good insights into what's coming up this week. So I just need to take a break. Maybe have some drink. I'm drinking full-on black tea today. So how about you guys? Coffee, tea, or caffeine-free on a Sunday morning? About to flip into Sunday afternoon in 36 minutes, I think. All right. Clearing my mind. Okay, Spirit, please guide me to the right card at this time. Okay, we've got an interesting. So, as you may note, even if you're not a tarot reader, these may not look like the happiest cards in the deck. So, let's dive in. There's probably going to be a lot to talk about here. And it kind of supports what I was saying earlier. So the Death card, let's start with this one. This is key 13 in the tarot. Reverse meanings. Some tarot readers lend more credence to when cards come up reverse than others. To me, they come up reverse for a reason. Death is transformation and change. This has, to me, like I was saying, about the meditation, how to step into the meditation, lead with your heart, lead with your feelings. This kind of, this makes me feel oppressed when I look at these cards. Honestly, that's the first feeling I get, kind of like this dread, doom and gloom thing. And the thing is, even though it's a hard time, we should be joyful that we're awakening, that humanity's changing. But so I think one of the messages is really to stay away from that doom and gloom kind of energy, like don't go there, and really, come into the heart, because I think that's part of the plan to try to, get us more, more compliant. That's the word. And so let me see what else. Yeah, the moon card's very emotional. It's a lot about guidance in the dark. And this is what's coming to me also, that what we're finding is, and this is probably going to really pick up in the fall and winter, is like a lot of scamming, a lot of BS, a lot of like false flags, all that kind of stuff. And basically, spirituality and awakening are the enemy of the state, so to speak. If the state is indeed what people are calling the cabal now, or deep state, or the ruling parties, or whatever. So, and they're very much aware that more and more people are tuning into spirituality. Like the more crazy things get, the more people are looking for answers from within. So, point being is, be aware of things like false prophets. Be aware of so-called spiritual teachers that are going to try to lead you down a path to take you farther away from the truth and closer to it. And a lot of people that do this know things like how to manipulate energy, ceremonial magic, or things like that. So you could be in somebody's presence and feel like, oh my God, this being is so grand and great. I feel so much better and so enlightened. But in the meantime, you're being duped, basically. Like, so in other words, like there are people, once they cultivate their energy enough, that they can fool you into believing that you're in a higher vibration. I hopefully this is making sense. The idea is always be present and be in your heart. When you're in the heart frequency, we talk about this, we stress this every week. Every week we talk about heart brain coherence. When you're in that heart frequency, you can't be fooled, because you are in pure love, pure compassion, pure gratitude, appreciation. You're in a vibration that knows the truth. When you step out of that, and as soon as you start to feel trepidations, fear, dread, worry, stuff like that, then you become vulnerable to these dark energies. I wish I could think of another word, because I hate the dark and light thing, because there's nothing negative or evil about dark, but it's just a vernacular that people understand, I guess. But anyway, I think you get the idea. So that's one of the things that's really popping out about that. A lot of misleading, a lot of trying to get people off their path. Yeah, a lot of undermining of the Great Awakening that's happening. So it looks like more worrisome news coming in. What else is new, right? We're coming to the dark moon. I feel like one of the things that this is trying to tell us is that this is like a perfect week to clear all the gunk, the shadow aspects, those aspects of the subconscious that diminish our power and diminish our joy and our freedom in life. All that stuff. We have a beautiful waning moon now. It's what sign is it in now? Not Capricorn. Oh geez, I know what sign the moon's in. Oh, it's in Cancer. Okay, right opposite of Capricorn in Cancer, or it's going into Cancer today if it's not there already. I didn't check the ephemeris. It's a beautiful waning moon. We have 6 planets in retrograde, including Mercury. Retrograde is RE, redo, revamp. Anything with the RE, renovate your life, renovate your energy fields. This is the time for clearing. So this is what I want all you guys to do. What all you guys to do is to do every day, do some clearing, do some shadow work. Inhale love and light deep into your heart. Exhale, release other people's energy, release the society, then open the heart. Now, as I'm talking, I'm seeing tanks. I mean, yes, there are wars going on in the world. We hear a lot about one and very little about the half dozen or so other wars that are going on in the world. I wonder why. I had a debate about somebody about the media, and this person was saying, not to be so hard on them because they are reporting accurate information, and it's like, in a way, yeah, on the surface of things, what they're reporting is news, but I would say to look more of like what's omitted from the news rather than what's spoken on the news. That's the technology that we talk a lot about. Yeah, people are reporting news. This happened on this day here, all accurate. But what aren't they reporting, or how are they reporting? I got in trouble when I was a teenager, and the local news printed a story about it. I got famous for my misdeeds when I was young and stupid, and they left out one word of a sign that was posted. One word, and that leaving out that one word changed the whole narrative and changed the whole perspective on what really happened, and made it seem 100 times worse than it really was. That's how they operate. Be aware. A lot of this kind of, and the word malicious comes up. So the other thing that I feel like this is saying, and we've been talking about this a while also, is that don't hold on to people. If don't try to fix other people. It's not going to work. And I think a lot of us, because many people that are attracted to my channel are empaths, star seeds, whatnot, because this is what I relate to, and a lot of the content that I share. And by the way, if you are a star seed, or believe that you may be, check out the latest upload. That meditation, it's an original meditation. I've been getting so many messages about people that have done that and gotten really specific things and really feel like they've developed a handle on where in the universe they're really from. So anyway, that was just a good time to throw a plug in there. I apologize for that, but it's not really a plug. It's information that may be useful for you. This is really the time for truth, the time to find the truth within ourselves. We may find more of that fear with the money. It's like, you go to the store, you're spending twice as much. The food shortages are very real. Wheat production, from what I heard, is down to levels that were in the USA, at least 1963 levels. There's been witnesses of fields of food being burned down. There have been accounts of big corporations like the Bill Gates Foundation buying up local farmland. And the thing is, the local farmers know their land. They know their microclimates. They know how to grow food. When it gets taken over, and it becomes mechanized farming, they don't have that advantage. So that's not going to help the food supply and the food chain. And then if good food is being destroyed, and and with the new climate measures and all that being put into place, I'm all in favor of climate measures, by the way. So not to take this the wrong way, but when it's being imposed in such a way that's going to just price out the farmers and cause and it disproportionately so, because there's certain human practices that are much more responsible for greenhouse gas emissions than farming. So it's like they're targeting, just these certain what is it, certain groups of people, and there's always something behind it. Follow the money, then you can follow the steps. Once you understand, that the flow of money is corrupt and the flow of power is corrupt. So they're having a lot of demonstrations in other countries. The Netherlands comes to mind. So food, wheat production 1963 levels. We have we've almost doubled the population of this country since 1963. So, let that sink in. And there's cattle that are dying, there's the droughts and everything. So, we really need to take that seriously and make sure that there's a backup plan. And I'll probably talk about this with Sharita because I've had, concerns from other people about, what if I'm like on food stamps? It's like I can't really stock up on food and stuff like that. But you just have to do the best you can. I told them, well, each week get like an extra thing of pasta or get an extra can of tuna fish or something like that. So it's really in my estimation, and these are purely my views and my opinions, by the way. But in my estimation, the powers that be are really trying to bring humanity to their knees so they can centralize, governments and powers. And look at the Great Reset by Klaus Schwab, and they're so arrogant that it's almost like they're flaunting what they're doing, saying, just try to stop us, just try to do something about it. And the way we do something about it is we grow, we evolve, we expand our heart frequencies, and by doing that, we help other people grow. It's like one of the Peter Gabriel song lyrics that I really love from the song Biko about Bantu Stephen Biko, who is a killed in 1977 in South Africa, in apartheid South Africa. He was a student demonstrator. But the line in the song is you can blow out a candle, but you can't blow out a fire. Once the flames begin to catch, the wind will blow it higher. And that's basically what's happening. Start a fire in your heart and let it spread. Let this be a good wildfire. So anyway, that's basically what I'm getting from this energy. I'm just peeking at your comments briefly. Yeah. Thanks, MT, for that. I've been following global warming since the 70s. I'm a meteorology major. I graduated in 1980. I did one of my papers on it. I mean, it's a real thing, and CO2 emissions are a real thing, and there is a balance that happens. And when the temperature warms up, the the weather systems amplify, the oscillations amplify, so you have worse droughts, worse floods, plus warmer air can hold more moisture. So epic rains are happening. Now, that said, is there something more to that picture? Like HARP, somebody brought up HARP. I forgot what that stands for, but it's and the government admits to some of the stuff, that weather modification, using frequency, using technology. Is that being done to make it seem like global warming is worse? Um, I mean, I'm looking at the coastline, and it's really hasn't, in Long Island, from what I'm seeing, hasn't changed a whole lot in the last few years. Although I'm well aware that in other areas it has, but it's an interesting debate. I think there's some credence to those who believe that there's more to the story than just CO2, methane emissions. I mean, that it's a thing, it's a real thing, but there's more to it. So yeah, they would leverage that in order to get their way. Absolutely, that's how they operate. So that's something to keep in mind also. All right, so let's move on to a few other things. So I'm trying to keep things a little bit shorter, especially today, because then we're doing another live stream at noon. Hope you guys can come to that. So I have my Native American tarot handy. At least I think that I do. Uh, so anyways, the spirit, as I'm doing, the spirit is just saying, people like me and maybe a lot of you, that's who they would see as a threat more than the more radical people, like the Q people, or the super left wing people, or whatever people you want to talk about. Yeah, being that we're being very rational, presenting all sides of the argument. The idea is, those, again, we're talking about the false teachers. And again, don't get courted and hooked by these people. Trust your heart. Anyway, I'm talking a mile a minute and forgetting my points here. Let me just do the card; it'll come back. But beware of the false prophets. Yes, trust your heart. Oh, you didn't catch the third card. I'm sorry. Let me go back here. I apologize for glossing over that. The third card's the Five of Pentacles reverse, and that's important. I skipped that. Thank you, whoever said that. Thank you for bringing me back to earth here. The Five of Pentacles is often about feeling left out of something, and it comes up sometimes when there's financial hardships and stuff like that. I think, again, it's just kind of, there's a very similar theme here. And I think part of it is just learning to let go, I want to say. But, keep an eye on things like money and stuff like that. I guess I did start to talk about this card. All right, never mind. Anyways, back to the Native American card. But yeah, so it's the Death card reversed, which is key 13 in the tarot. And it's a sign of Scorpio. So there's a lot of water energy here. Then the moon is the sign Pisces, even though it's the moon, and that's key 18. And then the Five of Pentacles, 5 is Mercury energy. It's air energy, Mercury, and Pentacles is earth energy. And, I think they may be encouraging some people to maybe get out of these high speculative types of investments and maybe looking into like precious metals like gold or platinum, depending on which metals prices are a little bit down right now. I think that there may be something with oil too. I mean, maybe that'll be good for us, that oil prices may come down a little bit, but I think most everything else is going up. But this is the time to really stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and release. It's a retrograde, it's a waning moon. Release. You cannot release what you don't embrace with love first. So don't blindly release things. Know what you're releasing, and thank spirit for whatever it is. It's like childhood traumas or whatever. You don't want to just like release them. You want to understand them and embrace them, because that way you start to reintegrate. So this is a good time for reintegration. A lot of meditation, a lot of quiet, a lot of silent work. Try to stay out of the social media a little bit more this week also than usual, is the other feeling that I get. Okay, doc. Okay, so calling on my Native American guides and elders, get me to the right card. We got the Maiden of Pipes, which I think translates to what? The Page of Wands, maybe. So maybe let's just take a peek at this card. It almost gives me the feeling, I'll hold this a little closer, but it almost gives me the feel of like really kind of gathering things, kind of really looking at things and deciding what do I want to keep and what do I want to throw out right now. And I think that's one of the messages. I mean, the pipes are often about peace, I want to say. Because it's the peace pipe. So what else can I get from this one? What toes he's holding? Kind of got a stern look and kind of looking to the left a little bit. Kind of holding something to the right. Yeah, I think it's just sort of supporting the message about clearing things. Yeah, and again, understanding not everybody's to be trusted. And the more you can be in your heart frequency, the more you can trust your intuition, by the way. And anytime you start to feel a little bit of fear or panic or discomfort about something, that means you've been pulled out of the heart frequency when that happened. And anything that you think and believe may be flawed when that happens. So, and that happens to me too. It's like if I see something or somebody says something unsettling, I may get into like a little bit of an anxiety over it or whatever. But I have to know as soon as that happens that I've stepped out of the heart frequency, and that I need to just maybe go back into the heart frequency, because I can't trust my intuition, because even when I'm not in the heart, I'm in my own story and my own programming and my own experiences and my own suppressed traumas or whatever. So anyway, I think that's part of the message with that also. So I have to pick it up because we're in 15 minutes. We are doing another live stream. So let's pull from the medicine cards, and then the angel cards. So the medicine cards are about our totem animals, and see what additional message we can get from that. You want me to pull this one? We got the raccoon. They're like the bandits, right? The raccoons. They're sneaky and stealthy. Yeah. So anyhow, so that's the card. I'm not sure. I mean, I know they're bandits. I have a feeling this means something a little different. This is Jamie Sams and David Carson medicine cards for anybody that's curious as to what I'm doing here. And there's a companion book, so that's what I'm looking at now. All right. It's hard to. All right. I think no. Do I need so? Generous protector. Well, I like that also too. I always look at raccoons as thieves. I like generous protector also. Raccoon, protector of the underdog, provider for those who have none. Do you wear the bandit's mask to hide the good deeds that you've done? So they're bringing a little bit of a Robin Hood twist to this whole raccoon energy. Teach me to turn away from rich rewards of worldly acclaim, knowing that my generosity allows my warrior spirit to be reclaimed. I like that with the warrior spirit part. And it just said raccoon carries the medicine of the protector of the underdog and provider for the young, infirmed, and elderly, often called little bandit by southern tribes. This Robin Hood of the animal kingdom teaches us about generosity and caring for others. So when raccoon comes your way, you are being asked to contact your inner warrior. Perfect message for today. To become a protector and generous provider for those in need. Remember, trust the heart, though, also. Raccoon medicine. Okay, that we get the idea. So I think part of this is like also banding together. Yeah. Now speaking. Oh yeah, thank you, MT, for bringing that up. Yeah, and people tumors are disappearing. Joe Dispenza has a lot of data on things like that also, just by cultivating the heart and cultivating our healing abilities that have been kind of suppressed due to socialization and everything. But we have remarkable capacity to regenerate and to heal. But speaking of children, firstly, one thing, boosters that have only been tested on mice apparently are being approved, but that's not what I was going to say about that. I had, Heather, my good friend from Hawaii, has been visiting with her 4-year-old son, Eldon, and you may have seen some of his pictures or whatever. So one evening, like he's on like YouTube Kids, and he's watching these videos, and I got 4 and 5-year-old kids are watching this, and it's sexual. It's not just sexual. It's underlying violence, sexuality, and that's what they're programming 4 and 5-year-olds within the society. So just for those that aren't aware of that, let that sink in for a minute. How deeply programmed people are. Maybe just understanding that a little more will give you more compassion. When people are negative or giving you a hard time, because there's such deep programming that's getting worse. So, this is what's happening with the young children. This is what society's trying to do to bring everything down. In my opinion, that's the reason. So anyway, on that happy note, well, the idea is to protect your children, basically, and let people be aware. Let people be aware of that we have to keep an eye on what our children, and always instill positive programming with your children. They're very, that age, they're very impressionable. They're learning sponges at that age. So, again, be aware. Uh, yeah, yeah, Suzette. I was shocked. And the thing is, he was watching. I didn't want to make a big deal about it, so I kind of nudged him into finding another video. But oh my God! But all right, this is the card they want me to pull. Fiona, we've gotten her before. Now that you've asked the angels for help, be open to here. Let me show you the card. Um, Here's Fiona. So that's her. This is Doreen Virtue's messengers from the angel cards. Now that you've asked the angels for help, be open to receiving divine guidance and assistance. You deserve heaven's help. Remember, you're worthy of God, of spirit, of the divine creator's help and assistance. Never feel less than worthy of that. I think that that's the underlying message here. So, anyhow, I love you all. Thank you for being here. And so in just like 10 minutes? Yeah, in 10 minutes, we're going to be back. It's a different live stream with Sharita Starr talking about the aspects that are going on in the numerology of the autumn and how we can best prepare for that. So I'll see you guys if you want to join us in 10 minutes. I'll see you there. If not, well, we'll see you around YouTube. Remember, like and subscribe, like the video and subscribe. I have to sound like a typical YouTuber. Also, it helps the when people like the videos, it helps YouTube to know that people are responding positively, and they push it out a little bit more that way. So thanks everybody. I love you. See you next time.